All right, welcome everyone. Today is a guitar solo tutorial using chord tones in a blues rock progression. This will be a light bulb moment for some of you because it will make you more confident in the note choices that you make for your solo. So check this out. All right, for this example, we're using a progression in the key of D major, D chord, B minor, G major, A major. Really kind of rock, pop, bluesy kind of thing. All right, so we're going to be really mainly in the 7th fret here. For this example, really looking at the D major pentatonic scale. Really happy sounding. Home bass is really important here, hitting the D note here. Really, you almost can't go wrong if you stay in this position here. Obviously, when you get confident, you can venture up and down the neck a little bit. But it's also so important to know the makeup of these chords. In the D chord, we're going to use mainly like a D here, D in the 7th fret, G string, 7th fret B string is a F sharp, and then the 10th fret B string is a A. Simple triad of the D, simple triad of the B minor is a B note, 9th fret, 7th fret G string, D note also, and then the F sharp here again in the 7th fret. Really close by, similar notes there. The G is so important. G, 10th fret, A string, 9th fret, D string is this B note again, and then the D note again in the 7th fret of the G string. So we have the D, B minor, G, and just walking up to the A. Here in the 12th fret, A string, it's actually an octave, A note, C sharp, 11th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the G string here with the E note. So looking at this major pentatonic scale, you're really staying in this position here, and for the example. Sliding up to some notes here. So really there's only two notes that are out of this major pentatonic scale, and that is the C sharp note, either here or here, and also the G note. So just looking at the G note here, we're going to add that in briefly. You can easily play the major pentatonic over this whole thing. Real simple there. Adding that blue note in there is really a bluesy thing to do. example, I just opened up with a walk up to this in the triad of the D. Just right up the scale. And essentially what you're really playing here is the D major scale when you add these chord tones in there. And some of you might say, well, why don't I just play the D major scale? Because that's, honestly, when you choose to do that, especially if you're just soloing, starting to solo, you're going to sound like you're playing a scale. But hitting these notes at the right time is the important thing. Then when it goes to the B minor, bending up to the B note here, B note, hitting the D note here, which is part of the B minor. Then walking down the major pentatonic scale. Walking to the A now. So the E note and the A note here are part of the A chord. I'm just looking at these little triads through this whole thing. A, G, A, G, and D. When you know the triads all over the neck, you'll be able to improvise over this easily. So really, this pivot note, this D note, is really your best friend in a progression like this, because you're around home base. You can bend and stretch some of these notes. Just walking right down the D major pentatonic scale. And also some of you might say, well, it looks like a B minor pentatonic scale, and it is the exact same notes, but you really need to be thinking of the D major notes here and the D major scale. Then really to finish this out is, up here is a D also. Because in part of the solo I just did the same thing an octave higher. Let me show you a couple more examples in this D major progression here.